I love to talk and I love to feed off of everyone's energy. Like I can't even wear a mouth guard because I'll be taking it out the whole time. But
yeah, you are talking to people out there, huh?
Yeah, all the time. I'm like in the air, like, yo, what's good? Like, but yeah, I mean, I guess it depends, like the mood. Like if there's music in the background, that's completely cool with us. Like the earbuds is more of like a zoning out and kind of like I have never liked to zone out my friends in the session. So we'll usually just bring a speaker and just vibe off of whatever we're feeling. And I think Ryan could probably say the similar things for sure.
I was the kind of kid that would just ride anything at the skate park. I actually started because all I had in my garage was rollerblades, and I watched Ultimate X. So I watched the X Games movie, The Ultimate X, and then I was like, okay, extreme sports. Like, what do I have in my garage that I can take to the skate park right now? And it just so happened to be the rollerblade. I was doing that at the skate park for like 4 years, but I was the only person that I really saw rollerblading. I'd find myself at the skate park kind of just like riding with the scooter riders or riding with the BMX riders, and then I'd borrow their shoes because I wouldn't bring shoes to the park. I'm just riding my rollerblades. So I'd have to borrow their shoes to ride their scooter or BMX. And eventually I got my own scooter and my own shoes, started riding scooters, and then kind of rode BMX maybe within a year or two after that, because I used to race BMX a little bit because my mum was really good at race BMX.
Yeah. We are live from the rooftop of the Monster Trailer in Ventura. It's X Games Day 1, and it's going to be 3 days of madness. We're back to the beach. Danny, you look very beaches today. What are you wearing? What are you wearing there? You've got every fish under the sea.
Every fish under the sea. I mean, we're here next to the ocean, Ventura.
We are next to the ocean.
I went full beach mode today. You know.
You did go full beach
mode.
Brittany Palmer, how are you doing?
I'm good, Dingo. How are you doing?
Looking beautiful as always.
Thank you.
I'm lacking a little bit of sleep, but I'm here. I'm physically here. I'm sitting right here, right now.
We think so.
And we have two of the biggest names in BMX to kick off the week. Kevin, you've been on the show before, so I'm not going to start with you. Willie, it's your official coming out Monster Energy
Let's
Party.
go.
Yeah. I think we officially signed you in December.
Yep.
He is probably one of the gnarliest BMXers to hit to whatever it is.
I would say action sport athletes of all time.
Okay, there we go. We can start there, Kevin. Shiver me timbers.
I'm start crying. No, I'm stoked to be a part of the family too. Last year I was in the Motel 6 for half this X Games, and now I'm in the Crown over there with everyone. I'm loving it.
Welcome to the good life, baby.
Yeah, I'm loving it. It's so good. So good to be a part of the family, and yeah, everyone's been very welcoming. I've been loving it.
How's your prep for X Games been this year?
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, I feel like I'm always just having fun. We don't really train, but I kind of force myself to ride a little bit more than usual and just do the tricks. When I'm scared to do a trick, I'm like, no, you don't have time to be scared at X Games. You're just gonna have to do it. So I was kind of pushing myself to do those tricks more often. And yeah, I'm excited. The jumps are huge, so
the jumps look bigger than last year.
Yeah, probably like, I don't know, 3 or 4 feet bigger than the last year, which is nice. I like it. The bigger, the better.
Let me do my homework a little bit. You got 2 golds last year.
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah.
What happened to you?
Yeah, I got 2 golds.
That's 2, right?
2 golds and 1 silver.
Let me do my math.
You did too. We did the same thing.
But let me do my math on that. What was what? So you were park and...
So I did first street gold medal for me.
That's right, street. Yep.
Then I got a park silver on Saturday, and then I did the park best trick on Sunday.
And then you were on the jumps.
Yeah, I did the mega ramp, got gold and mega, and then silver and dirt, and then gold and best trick dirt.
Yep. Kevin, it's an Olympic year for you. You're representing Mexico, I believe?
Yeah, so I'm representing Mexico. I didn't make it into the qualifiers this year, but the motivation's still high. We're still going. Aiming towards LA is the next goal.
Right, okay, so now you're setting up to go to the next Olympics.
Yes, correct.
You don't compete in the...
No, so it's like, it's just a park event currently in the Olympics. I hope they put more in, because it'd be cool to have a more diverse field of BMX. I feel like they only use one portion. They can have street, they could have dirt. It'd be sweet to have that in, but I'm just commentating, which is even just as epic,
commentating the Olympics?
Yeah, for Australia.
That's awesome. I actually like that even more.
In your opinion, which would be the next one? Would it be like dirt? Would be kind of more the natural progression to go in?
I don't know. I think street's more kind of got more events to go off, but I feel like maybe a best trick contest would be really easy for them to do, because like you could almost have a best trick contest on the, like, it's easier to judge was what I'm saying, and you could just have it on the park event, like the park course, just have a best trick contest. It's easy add, just make another medal, mate.
Yeah, well, for you with some of those big best tricks, hell yeah.
Yeah, one and done.
I just noticed we have a Bang pen on site. Anybody that doesn't know, we own Bang Energy, so that's not
partners.
That's not, we're partners. That's not a conflicting logo there.
Okay.
That's ours. It's mine.
That's 20 push-ups that night.
Yeah, you got it.
You said the M-I-N-E word.
Yeah, but anyway, you haven't heard of that? If you say M-I-N-E at Nitro Circus, you have to do 20 push-ups. Some people do
All
it.
right, Dingo, go.
I remember this because it was like
Dingo's doing 20 push-ups
too, right? If you ask who's drinks that,
Yeah,
you say
yeah.
mine, you got to drink the whole thing.
You're like, who's this at? And you go, ah.
No one's even paying attention to
You have
Dingo
to say
anymore.
that I own it.
He's doing it. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Oh wow, I can't look. But are his knees on the ground or no? What's
said he
going
had-
on over there?
He said he had barely any sleep, but I feel like that's normal. Isn't that like normal for?
He runs
Dingo?
off of no
that means
sleep.
he's fully
Yeah.
rested.
Get a little cardio to start the podcast. Dingo.
He's like a real koala. Once he goes down, he stays down a while.
It's true.
Some breath work. You good?
You were asking something, but I don't know. I can't remember what you were asking.
You got me. Let's go back to the start. You were born in the Gold Coast. You were born in
I was
Queensland.
born. Yep, I did. I came out and then I was here, but it was I actually lived in Victoria. I was born in Victoria in Wodonga Hospital, and then I moved
Close
to
to Jacko.
Yeah, but then I moved when I was pretty young. So
It makes a lot of sense. What's going on in the Wodonga Hospital?
yeah, right. I don't know. I wasn't there long, but then I moved to the Sunshine Coast where I currently live, near Brisbane. So yeah, I've been there for my whole life, and I honestly couldn't live many other places. Maybe if I moved to America, I'd probably live in Vegas because I
San
like
Diego.
Vegas.
Probably San Diego.
Well, that's because you're so tied to Nitro Circus and Dana and UFC. Like, you have a whole crew, and now Nitro Circus, you guys have a facility out there.
Yeah, exactly. That's where we're in the UFC office now, like the Nitro Circus office in the UFC. So I don't know if I can convince them to make my own indoor compound that has my jump in it, then yeah, maybe I'll move over.
Well, you know who you got to talk to for that.
I know. Yeah, I know.
You got to go up a little higher.
I'll see what I can do.
You got to get to Frank. So it's no secret, but you came on the scene as a scooter rider.
Yep.
And you became, I think, the most world's. Were you a world champion, or were you just? There wasn't really a circuit. You were just the most well known.
I'm competing with Oliver Tree for the most famous, but probably just that. But that's a joke. But I just got that joke. Yeah, right.
Hey, there's not much competition
Shout out
there,
to
mate.
Oliver Tree though. But yeah, I
He
just
has the biggest scooter.
honestly, I would ride everything. I was the kind of kid that would just ride anything at the skate park. I actually started because all I had in my garage was rollerblades. And I watched Ultimate X. So I watched the X Games movie, The Ultimate X, and I can remember like every song off by heart, and it's ingrained in my mind. And then I was like, okay, extreme sports, like what do I have in my garage that I can take to the skate park right now? And it just so happened to be the rollerblades that I used to rollerblade around at the rollerdrome, you know, where you just go in circles. That's all I had.
Rollerblading was huge in Australia. I had rollerblades.
I mean, it used to be in the X Games, and I think when I started, it was in the X Games, and these guys are doing crazy tricks, and then I was doing that at the skate park for like 4 years, but I was the only person that I really saw rollerblading. Like, maybe I'd see one person every 6 months at the skate park, and I'm like,
rollerblading was big in Melbourne, though. There were a lot of rollerbladers in Melbourne City.
I mean, big. What do you mean by big? Like, there was 3 or something?
I think 6. That's 6 or 7.
So, I'd find myself at the skate park kind of just like riding with the scooter riders or riding with the BMX riders, and then I'd borrow their shoes because I wouldn't bring shoes to the park. I'm just riding my rollerblades. So I'd have to borrow their shoes to ride their scooter or BMX, and eventually I got my own scooter and my own shoes, started riding scooters, and then kind of rode BMX maybe within a year or 2 after that, because I used to race BMX a little bit because my mum was really good at race BMX.
We have a bit of a similar upbringing. I think that's just Australians. A lot of people don't know. We have parks and BMX racetracks and skate parks everywhere.
And they're like side by side usually. That's what, in my case, I was on like the racetrack on my race bike, and then I'd finish my race and I'd go to the skate park, and my mum would be like, get off the freaking skate park. It's not built for the skate park. And I'd be like, oh, come on, Mum. Like, let me
My
cruise.
first sponsor letters, I sent sponsor me letters to Mongoose, Redline. And back then you would get responses like, oh, no, sorry, we're not like. But I used to send sponsor me letters to BMX companies.
They're like, sorry, we're not sponsoring 12-year-old kids that have only been riding 6 months.
And then when did the escalation of that come from you becoming worldly famous?
I feel like, I mean, Nitro Circus really helped. I feel like that was my biggest break. I got into Nitro Circus, and then I kind of could prove to people what you could do on a scooter on a bigger ramp. Like, it helped. At the skate park, there's like a set amount of tricks you can do. Like, I mean, obviously it's progressed a lot, and people can do crazy tricks. That people can do triple backflips at a skate park now, which is kind of insane to think about. But Nitro Circus gave me a great platform to turn and change people's perspective of like scootering, and I just try to do tricks that stood out, because there were certain tricks on scooter you could do, well, that people didn't think to do on BMX yet, but they looked crazy, like they looked spectacular. Like I'm doing a front flip while my scooter's doing a front flip, so my scooter's actually doing a double front flip, and people just see that and they're like, whoa, that's like crazy. I thought you were just gonna jump this ramp and now you're doing tricks. So I feel like that's kind of where my social media following like grew a lot.
Yeah. Is it true that because you learnt to do tricks on a scooter that it's when you go to a BMX it's somewhat easier?
I mean,
or is that just a myth?
I mean, no, it definitely helps. All movement helps. Like I'm sure a good gymnastics person, like someone that's good at gymnastics, that's good at flipping, could probably do some like tricks on BMX. But there's some tricks that I do better on BMX than I do on scooter. Like, some things help definitely, and it's helped me a lot. Like the movement, I understand the movement. I just understand that I'm using a different, contraption, and it might be a little heavier. The wheelbase might be a little bit wider, so I have to like kind of change the simulation that I have in my head of the trick. So like when I go through the trick in my brain, I do the trick in my head because I have like a simulator in my head of like what it's going to be like. I'll go, okay, this is what it's like on a scooter. I know that a BMX is like a little bit heavier and it's this wide, so this is probably what it's going to be like.
And then I heard yesterday at the X Games forum, which you were really good at, that you went to X Games Austin to do a demo, and then you actually snuck onto the mega ramp.
Yeah, I feel like I obviously got the chance to go to an X Games, and it was for a scooter demo, and they gave us like a mini ramp that was like about 4 foot tall, not even, probably 3 foot tall. And all we could do was like flares. I think I did like a fakie front flip was my best trick. And I'm like, I knew I could jump the X Games mega. I just knew it because I had been riding Nitro Circus for so long. And I was like, I obviously was putting my name out there. But back then I didn't realize, in my mind, I was like, why don't you just put me in, man? Like, just put me in. But I didn't think about it in the way of I'm actually taking someone else's opportunity. I didn't think about that. I thought, just add me in. Like, it's just adding another person. Why is it so hard? Like, why is it so gnarly? Why do I have to find a mega ramp that I'm allowed to ride and, like, earn my position? But then I realized that I'm actually taking someone's position from the event.
Right.
So, and that's when I went out of my way to, like, make a video, prove what I could do. But anyway, 2015 Austin, I think it was, I just padded up. I put all my pads on, and I'm like, the pads go all the way to like your wrists.
I can't imagine, like, I'm like standing at the top of the mega ramp is the gnarliest thing ever, but to be standing at the top of the mega ramp with a fucking scooter.
No. I didn't ride a scooter. I rode a BMX.
Oh, you rode a bike.
No, dude.
Okay,
I wish it was on a scooter. That would have been way cooler. No, it was on a bike. So I was trying to get on BMX, like, because I rode both at the same time. I was trying to ride BMX at X Games on the Mega because I had a run. It's funny because the run I thought I would do if they gave me an invite was the run that I won my first gold medal with. So it was just like trippy as. But I snuck in and I had the full body armor on, so they couldn't see my wristbands. So they thought I had wristbands on, and I just went up the elevator with whoever.
Not too many people are showing up to the mega ramp with body armor on. I think.
Yeah, I think they know who's like athlete. Go.
Yeah, exactly.
So things to poach. So I would say the mega ramp would be like the least suspected thing.
So then I just dropped in, did a 720 front flip, and
straight away.
Yeah, because I didn't think I thought they were gonna kick me off, so I just went straight in head first.
You landed it?
No, I did two. I crashed 2 720 front flips, and then I landed on a third, and then I did like a 3-foot air, and I bailed before they kicked me out. Because I wanted to watch X Games. This is my first X Games I've been at, but I just wanted to sneak on, get it done, and then after X Games, I posted the video.
And then now you're probably one of the biggest stars X Games has ever had.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. I mean, I'm still going, so I'm trying my best.
It's really crazy because me and Danny have been coming to. Danny is 2-time Olympic silver medalist for snowboarding, and Danny's at like 12 X Games medals in snowboarding. And we've been coming to X Games since the early 2000s. When was your first X Games silver?
My first X Games I got to compete in.
Oh, you won?
Well, similar. I poached the half pipe in 2000. Yeah, 2000.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get in, and I got kicked out. They were like, get out of here. You know? And then I went back the next year, got an invite, and won the first one I got to compete in
Damn,
2001
sick.
in Vermont. And it was like the funnest event ever because it was like full on the party scene afterwards, like meeting my heroes. I mean, I got to meet Tony Hawk afterwards, and growing
Yeah.
up like full on little skate rat in Florida, getting to meet Tony, and Tony's like, "You're Danny," and I was like, "Holy shit! Like Tony knows my name? That's crazy."
Yeah.
But just like that whole, like, we grow up looking at it and want to get into it. So it's like, it's so rad when those dreams come true, right? And you get to like do it, and then you're there.
It is a mind trip because he had a house up the road from where we lived in Mammoth, and we used to do this event called Grenade Games. We had his kid play the band there once. And then I went to Tony's house one day, and there was a lanyard with mine and Danny's face on it. And when you walked into Tony's bedroom, it was on his door, our faces. I was like, that's crazy.
Damn.
What?
Yeah, that was a smooth move. Obviously, we wanted Tony to show up, but we didn't know how to ask him, so we just hired his kid who was playing in a band.
Damn.
Yeah,
Hey,
like,
we're good at
and we
that.
made sure it was the youngest kid, so he couldn't drive himself.
Yeah, that's how we get to Little John, too. We'd hire his kid, and Little John just came with.
No way. That's sick.
Kevin, I want to talk to you
insane.
because are you freshly a father?
Yes. So
Way!
insane. Yeah, still unreal. Still unreal to say I'm a father. First Father's Day, my wife Edsel and I welcomed our little baby girl Mila on May 13th. She's gonna be 2 months now. This is her first X Games, first event. Her first concert will be Wiz Khalifa. It's crazy. It's insane. Yeah, it's such a blessing to live this chapter of my life. I've seen, friends and family go through it and all the ups and downs and the sleepless nights. It's all completely worth it, and I wouldn't take it back for anything.
That's awesome.
So it's real. The sleepless nights are real.
The sleepless nights are real, but like I said, it's completely worth it. It's one of those things where you're more motivated than ever, but you're so afraid of the world as well. And now it's like, all right.
It's a crazy world.
Yeah,
we live in now.
everything I do now has a more meaningful purpose, I would say.
And you two grew up together? Like, when did you guys meet?
Yeah, so my wife and I, we've known each other forever. Her dad,
Like forever.
pretty much forever since
right?
we were since we were born. So my mom and dad lived in a city called Hermosillo, Sonora. It's the first state under Arizona in Mexico. They grew up in that city. My wife's parents also grew up in that city. And in the 80s, BMX and skate culture wasn't that big in that city. So you're talking back when it's first getting involved, heavy metal music and rock music. And so I think when the culture became more established in that city, the people that liked that culture were all in the same little community. And in that community was my dad, my father-in-law, Martin, and the rest of the group of friends that were there. Actually, my dad met my mom because my mom's younger sister was a real big metalhead, and she used to hang out with that group of dudes as well. And so, yeah, long story short, I've known my wife my whole life. Yeah, a best friend. She supported me. Her dad actually had a skate park in that city from '98 to 2002.
Was it her dad or your dad that built the skate park? So it was her dad.
Her dad had the skate park in that city. Yeah, my dad rode BMX dirt mainly, racing in the 80s and 90s. He moved to Arizona straight away before all my brothers and I were born. Mainly for music and the BMX culture. But yeah, like I've known her forever. It's been absolutely incredible to marry my best friend and to have someone there understand what I do and that it takes discipline and sacrifice and that it's not easy. Yeah, it's honestly such a blessing for sure. It's really, really
Well,
cool
and
to
it's
have
so
that.
I'm
cool
still looking
that
for
rock,
my forever.
Yeah. Well, they're right
hang out
across
with
from
me.
You
you.
have
I
a
got you.
couple.
So your dad being a big metalhead, what were some of his favorite bands growing up to?
I mean, dude, everything. I mean, he's a big Maiden fan. He's got all the Maiden.
You've been to a
tattoos,
Maiden- have you
Iron
been to one of
Maiden.
their concerts?
Yeah, with my dad especially. I've been to Sabbath. My first concert was Anthrax and Megadeth. I was like 7.
Nice.
I'm
That's
on my
so
dad's
rad.
shoulder, and I'm like, got my hat up like how Dingo would in the. and it's just so crazy. It's just so crazy how that influenced the way my dad was raised. My dad comes from 15 brothers and sisters. He's the second to
That's
youngest.
wild.
And obviously he's got brothers that are into every style of music and fashion. He just happened to be the outcast and the one that liked metal music. And so I think with music comes the culture of skateboarding and BMX and action sports and being different. And so out of all of his brothers, he's the only one that picked up BMX. He was one of those dudes that pioneered the sport with the rest of the dudes in the city, built trails behind abandoned houses, made it happen. take the bus for 30 hours to Mexico City and ride races down there and just make it happen, you know. And
That's cool.
yeah, from metal music to action sports to just being different was always an everyday thing for me. My older brother,
I feel like it's a
David.
perfect fit, though. It always has been.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And like, it was always so normal for me. Like older brother David and then 2 younger brothers, Victor and Eddie, all ride BMX, and it's like been so normal for me my whole life. It's so insane.
So, guys, we are. You got a question?
Yeah, I just wanted to know about music and like riding. Do you guys train with earbuds, or is that possible?
Yeah, I mean, I love
Or
to
no?
talk. I love to talk, and I love to feed
Yeah.
off of everyone's energy. Like, I can't even wear a mouth guard because I'll be taking it out the whole time. But
Yeah, you are talking to people out there, huh?
yeah, all the time. I'm like in the air, like, yo, what's good? Like, but yeah, I mean, I guess it depends, like the mood. Like, if there's music in the background, that's completely cool with us. Like, the earbuds is more of like a zoning out and kind of like, I have never liked to zone out my friends in the session. So we'll usually just bring a speaker and just vibe off of whatever we're feeling. And I think Ryan could probably say the similar things for sure, unless he's by himself, you know?
Yeah, I feel like I was going to add, Kevin is like the atmosphere. I feel like I'm always super nervous sometimes. I mean, I get nervous for I'm nervous right now, to be honest. But he's always like, just look around, like, smile, man. You're like, look what we're doing. We're having fun. And I always look to Kevin when we're on top of the roll-in. We have an event called the Triple Challenge. And every time I'm there with him, he like takes almost like a weight off my shoulders when I'm up there, because he's like, man, just look what we're doing. We're just riding our bikes, like having fun. Because I'm like, we're gonna land
He's
this.
super
we're gonna do
tensed
it.
up
I
wearing
know.
his body armor to his wrist, and I'm like, yo,
Just relax.
Enjoy it, bro.
It's always so
You're
good.
here.
So I don't have music in my ears then, but I do listen to music a lot. It depends, like, kind of what I'm doing in the session. Sometimes I'm like, especially at my local skate park, Caloundra, it's kind of like a big bowl, so you can cruise. Like, you can cruise for like 60 seconds without pushing, and I'll just like. It depends on if I'm going real fast, I'll listen to like Slayer. I'll listen to something crazy like that. But if I'm doing like techie rail tricks, then I'll be listening to like Wiz Khalifa or Key Glock, then I'll listen to Empire of the Sun, like cruising around too.
Such an Australian thing, too. Empire of the Sun. Woo.
I was listening to them on my way over, actually.
Yeah, they got a new album.
Well, we have a couple
Yeah.
questions in the chat that kind of goes with what you guys had just spoken about. What are some of the things that you both do always before competition to prepare? Any pre-rituals or superstitions?
I don't know. Where do I begin? I would say just gratitude. Gratitude, a little quick prayer, and just appreciation to where I'm at, and just being an athlete and a role model to the kids. I used to look up to the same guys that I'm competing against now and that are judging our sports now, and it's pretty insane to be in this position and to really say, like, to yourself, like, I did it, you know, I could do this, you know, and I'm here now, and to be that role model and to hang out with guys like Ryan Williams, who I saw videos of growing up on the other side of the world, and now we're teammates and good friends, and we support each other, and we're on the deck, and we're not technically competing against each other, but ourselves in what it is. But it's one of those things of, I just think gratitude, and it doesn't matter, you know, where you come from and what you have. I think just being here and having this platform to share our personalities and our ways of showcasing the sport to the rest of the world and through our styles, you know, I think that's something that gets me going, gets me motivated. So like just that, yeah.
Do you feel nerves still before you go up there?
All the time?
All the
yeah,
time.
I think I'm nervous, and I think I'm more excited than ever.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where it's like we all have those personal goals of just pulling off that run, pulling off those dream tricks that we want to showcase to the world, and being able to just showcase all the hard work of months and months of training and preparation that we all put into. You know, everybody that's here is just as talented and just as incredible to walk away with a medal. You know, it's so hard nowadays to say who your top 3 picks are for medal. You know, it's so one of those things where it's like you just wake up and you say, like, it's showtime. You know what I mean? Whether I'm the first guy to drop in and get the show started, or I feed off of Ryan's run right after, and then I get to, you know, go off of that.
But that's why I think BMX is so exciting right now, though. You guys are at such a level, whereas like last year, you guys ended up, I think, being the most viewed on television and also in at the live events. And again, this year is the same thing. It's you guys are basically main stage, next to the stage. It's the I think sometimes too, like when there's somebody or 1 or 2 people that win every time, it is a little boring, right? And I think having that level of competition where you don't know who's going to win and that excitement, and everybody pushes themselves. Like when you land a trick, the energy you put off is fucking crazy.
The energy is everything.
Yeah.
And Ryan showcases that to through his personality, and that's why Ryan is Ryan. You know, like, and then everyone after that is like, let's go. It's hell yeah, let's fucking do this.
It's probably my favorite thing about action sports in general is that, like, I feel like everyone just wants everyone to do their best, and who's ever best comes out at the end of the day, like, everyone's stoked. I feel like the one thing is you're not fighting, like, it's not like UFC, you're not like fighting someone, you're not like, I guess a fighter wouldn't really want another fighter to hurt themselves before the fight, because you want to fight them at their best. We want to verse, everyone wants to, if you want to win, you want to win with everyone doing their best. That means, like, it's a better contest, it's funner for everyone, and there's big risks involved in action sports, and that's the thing, like, you can't wish for the other person to not do good, because there's so much danger involved in that, you know. So we're all out there just like everyone's got everyone's back. And I just want to throw back to, you said like, what do you do before you go out and ride?
Oh, we know you have some stuff. I can tell.
I just want to say something just to lighten the mood. I always take a number 2. Always.
Jump before you jump.
If I feel
nervous
like,
poops.
if there's any inkling of something I feel, I'm going to get rid of it, because I don't want to be unconscious and crap myself.
Well, the good news is there's about 200 porta potties over there. Will we see you
I think they
biking
did that
back and
for me.
forth?
They did that for
You'll
you.
see.
Oh, you're going to go VIP.
I'll be in there.
VIP.
I also heard that when you were at, I don't know if it was your first UFC fight, but there was one where you like ended up like on the cage.
On the cage.
Yeah, like-
I mean, they let me in. I went into one of the what?
Not in the cage. You ended up screaming like next to the cage.
This was when I was. That was the last time I drank alcohol. Over 130 days. It was probably 130 days ago in Anaheim. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. I was
Who's
just,
counting?
Paulo Costa
that
was probably going to
Volk's
beat me up. Yeah, Volk.
Yeah.
It's because Volk and Whitaker were the last ones to fight, and there was free beers, and I thought I could handle my beers these days, but 14 beers was too many.
Wow. Guys, we are at the X Games, so I'm going to throw some throwback footage of last year. Kevin, this is, I don't know if can you see that screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
This is you winning one of your gold medals.
Yeah, this is BMX Park, probably my favorite discipline. Just the fact that there's no right or wrong way to ride the course. It's all like a personal expression. We all find our line, everything that works for you personally. I love to be able to touch a little bit of everything on the course, from deep ends to bowls to style, mixing it up with big tricks, technicality. This was probably my favorite feature. It was this gondola that was in the middle of the course.
You shredded that thing.
I don't know why it was there, but it had to be there, and it was probably the best thing that I could ride during the whole contest. There's a bunch of cool features on last year's course, just as it is this year. And
it's very different this year, and I can jump in and explain why. Like, this was made for TV, this course, so it's sick how it's bowled in.
Yeah.
The ones behind us are more opened out. Last year it was very unviewable for a lot of people, and we sell
max
tickets.
capacity.
We sell tickets to this event, so we want people to be able to watch it. So that's why that's opened up the way that it is this year. For good or bad, it just is what it is.
Yeah.
You are on the street course.
And so this is my first street medal and my first street gold. This, I think, I don't know, it sounds crazy like a brag, but it's, I think, first BMX athlete in X Games history to have a gold medal in all 3 disciplines. So like, it's still a dream come true.
It's a humble brag.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
I would do it too.
Mic drop.
I still like find it hard to even explain that to people. It's like, I don't even know how that happened. But I love BMX for what it is. I don't think there's a right or wrong way to do it. I think being able to just ride and be an all well-rounded riders made it that much more funner for me, if that's a proper way to say it. And being invited in all 3 disciplines. Last year I rode dirt pre-eliminations, I rode street, and I rode park and park best trick. So I'm riding 4 disciplines just like Ryan. But this was my first medal. My first medal happened to be a gold, which is absolutely insane.
You were just on a roll last year.
Yeah, I mean, just going with the flow and one day at a time kind of feeling.
I think it also had a little to do. It's been 1 year now, over 1 year since losing Pat Casey, RIP, and I think you really carried his energy last year here.
Yeah, I think one of those things where, as difficult as it was for everyone, Ryan also lost a good friend right before Pat as well, Luke, who, you know,
R.I.P.
whole
Luke.
family and the whole family, their family and the Casey family in our prayers forever. But both of them, you know, incredible friends, incredible action sports athletes. We carried their energy, like Ryan would say and how I would say. Pat would say, get that shit done. I know you didn't work all year long to come out here and not give it your all, you know. And so Pat's energy it lives on forever, just like Luke's. And I think as difficult it was losing a friend and a close friend to everyone, it was also at peace knowing that he was doing what he loved while it happened. So he had a motocross accident, and like I said, doing what he loved, and I think that's what keeps us all at peace. He lived his life to the fullest every single day, and he always said, if this is how I go, then this is how I go. He's got an incredible family and support system, great group of fans that are going to be there for his children forever. And yeah, Pat Casey forever is all I can really say.
Yeah.
Before I get too emotional.
I'm getting emotional.
Tears of joy and tears of sadness. And, we've all lost incredible people in our life. And we're here another day. We have another opportunity. God gives us another chance to get out there and keep trying, keep pushing, and do it for them. Do it for them that aren't here anymore, and here through spirit and through emotions and through energy. And, yeah, keep going.
Amen.
Yeah.
All right, here we are. We're going to roll into some footage of You Are Willie. This is footage of you from last year.
Yeah, let's go. The jumps are actually bigger this year, which is pretty wild.
Way bigger. Is this your winning run here? Or what do we have?
That was my first best trick run. I just had to get that Aussie roll out of the way because I tried that in my dirt run and I crashed it on the last jump. So I was like, I need some redemption.
Is that a classic Aussie breakfast roll?
Yeah, exactly. 360 double backflip. And then this one, it was always on my mind to do. I just didn't know if the jump was big enough, but sure enough, second try, I managed to get it done.
It's so insane how we have to watch this in the slowest slow-mo so you guys can really understand the technicality of what's happening. It's so insane.
Just the hardest part is actually making the bike not hit me in the face.
That's what I was wondering. I was like, has he hit himself in the head where you come around? And then what happens?
I actually gave myself a black eye once at Nitro Circus and I still landed it. Like it zipped my eye. And then I still grabbed my handlebar because I had one eye open. I still landed it, but sometimes it smacks me real bad. You can see how close it is. I kind of pull my head back, but if you don't throw the bike away enough, it will smack you. And if you throw the bike too far away, which I did on my first run,
it'll just get away.
You can't even grab you just fall out of the sky. So
and like on a quick note, I think all the tricks and everything that Ryan's done in the last few years for BMX, he's elevated the sport to a whole different wave of styles. Bringing in this whole new...
What happened here, mate?
Emotion slams is what
I'm just having fun. At this point, this is just for the crowd too. Obviously, I wasn't trying to bet on my score or something. I was just having fun, and then it's slippery on the side. But yeah,
I think
here's the energy. This is the energy part. This is where he...
This is actually when I have no energy. If you can say, I'm giving it back.
Like any insane move, all of us are so crazy at what we do, and we're probably going to trip on a set of stairs or something clumsy. So happens to all of us. We are human.
With what Kevin said, I've just tried to, I've never been the one to box myself in and think, okay, I just got to do these set of tricks. Like, these are the only tricks. I always try to open the walls, I never put any blinders on. It's like anything is a trick, It's that's the one thing that we love about action sports is that there's no wrong or right way to ride your bike.
Yeah, there isn't.
Exactly, and it's kind of...
We always know, but there's always people that have not the bad style.
I mean, yeah,
and
I'm one of them.
No, I don't think so.
Depends what I'm doing, but yeah. Pretty much, I don't know. I just feel like you almost make a bigger impact, and I honestly feel like it's almost like a cheat code when you can ride your bike and do something that it might be very unique, but I find it not quite as hard. Like, and personally, I think that's the way I like to ride my bike, and that's why it's easier for me to do like strange tricks. But I feel like it's almost like a cheat code because I'm not going to go out there and do like more whips and bars than someone.
We've switched over to Mega Ramp. Did you win the Mega Ramp too?
Yeah.
I was there that day.
Yeah. That one...
it's a smaller Mega. That's at Elliot's place.
Yeah, it's like a mini Mega. It's kind of like a Skate 3 map.
Yeah,
I know. I like how it just flows and it's like next.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to be honest. Like, I'd hate if it was actually the full size of the Mega. It'd be like the Super Mega Park in Skate 3.
Well, unfortunately, I don't know if we're at the end of Mega. It's just it's on a...
It's just expensive, and honestly, if it was here, we would get blown away right now.
Yeah,
it would almost get cancelled.
You have to think about like that level of skating and riding is so gnarly. The size of that ramp there's no room for error. So with this wind, it's almost impossible. And you have to also remember like, most of these guys don't really have a mega ramp year-round to really train on, and so you kind of almost feel like the progression begins the week of X Games on that. They're almost practicing what they need to practice. Only a handful of guys could really ride that ramp. Like, there's a few mini megas that exist out in the world, like Elliott's. There's one at Woodward East. There used to be one at Woodward West, but like I said, most of these guys don't really get to ride that jump. So you really put that into perspective. It's like, holy shit, here we go. This is practice today, we'll compete tomorrow and do the best. And like, it almost kind of like plateaus the level of it until you're at the event, you know? And so it's only gnarlier that way, I think, too.
Are you trying any new tricks out this X Games?
I think we're always like looking to try something new.
Yeah.
It's hard to, it's the same thing. Like we don't know what the course looks like till you see what the course looks like maybe a month out. They might post something, but that's just like a digital sketch. And then you get here, you're like, oh wow, that's smaller than what I thought. That's steeper than what I thought.
Feeling it out kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm not going to really be able to do that trick there. Oh, but we're always trying to bring something new because it's a huge thing at X Games. Like this is the place we want to bring something new out.
Yeah.
It just depends. Like, is there the obstacle that's going to be able to get it done.
Yeah, well, we spoke about this last year about how this is actually, you want to be, it's entertainment as much as it is this absolute incredible talent and sport, but like you really want to entertain everyone that's watching. So you're taking so many things into consideration. You want to do something different every time. But then when you saw this ramp compared to last year, what did you think? Were you like, oh, this is not necessarily, so definitely higher, we know that. Is there anything that changed in your like mind of what you were thinking to do, or?
Yeah, I mean, like Ryan said, we all get a digital rendering before, and we create these imaginary lines and ideas that we can get. And until we really feel it out, we don't really know what's possible. And even with how the wind's been, it's been almost another challenging factor too. Yeah. Maybe I won't even get to practice this until the day of the contest, and if it is what it is, then whatever. But yeah, absolutely. Like when you get to the course, and you find an obstacle, and you think risk for a reward factor as well, and is this worth doing? Is there any room for error? Is it worth me getting injured over, or completely motivated and be like, yeah, I got this. I've trained for this. I'm ready for this. Yeah. And it's one of those things that you get into the zone the day of, and so I'm pretty organically, I would say, controlled when it comes to like my park run, just because it is all consistency and being able to do tricks. But when it comes to best trick, that's when it's like, all right, now I have room for errors. I can play around with things. I feel like less weight on my shoulders. I don't really have to focus on cardio and breathing. It's one trick at a time. Mm-hmm. I have other guys that are trying as well. So it feels kind of like a little lucha libre match where we're all kind of knocking each other over and going with the flow. But yeah, like at the end of the day, like you mentioned, it is a show. Yeah. It's a contest for us. We're all trying to earn a medal and have a good result at the end of the day. But it is a show. It is our personal stage to showcase our personalities and our new tricks and our new style to the kids, and just influence and inspire kids to not only pick up a BMX bike but just to enjoy action sports in general and put a smile on people's faces. That's the goal at the end of the day, I think, for everyone.
Even when you stood up there and you took that bow, like it's such a personable thing. Well, no, because that's what kids are gonna look up and
people
be like,
wow, like
remember
that.
Yeah, like what a chill guy, like what a cool like personality. And I think, like you said, to inspire the kids to keep this beautiful like spectacle and sport alive and have them all try it out.
Brittany's done an outfit change.
It's a little chilly. I don't know how this is keeping me much warmer, but
guys, is this wind going to affect you guys at all?
On the dirt, it does a lot.
A little bit, right?
But
yeah.
It dies down. Like it might seem pretty bad, but if you look over, we got like a flag that we see, and as long as it's like a tailwind, it's not the worst.
That means you don't have to use brakes?
No, I don't have brakes on my bike.
Oh, so if it's a tailwind, you might just go right into the crowd.
Yeah, but usually the jumps are pretty big, so like usually we're trying to like get speed. So if there's a tailwind, it's not too bad. We'll see.
Do you ride brakes, Kevin?
No brakes either.
Nice.
So what if you want to stop? What do? You just drag feet?
Drag the feet, or we call it like under pumping. It's like don't pump, Yeah.
Yeah. Put your foot in the wheel. That's what I do.
Put the foot in the wheel is another one.
Not the
slide,
front one.
Accidental slide on the floor.
Not
tip
the
over.
Besides the 3 BMXs you guys are going to do, what else are you looking forward to watch here?
Oh, good question.
High air is always, Moto X high air is always a cool one. I'm a big fan of skateboard street as well. I mean, I just think in general, all action sports at X Games are incredible. I saw they're doing scooter demos as well. I think that's the forefront of shortly and, surely and shortly. Eventually,
you think that could be a big thing?
Mate, well, when there was a scooter demo here last time, I snuck on the Mega Ramp. And
so you never know.
You created me. So maybe you'll create someone else this scooter demo. But I feel like, yeah, like we should just get them on the park for 20 minutes or something. You'd be surprised what these scooter riders are doing. Like, I don't know. Like, I've tried to compete in a scooter event, and I find it just as difficult as competing at X Games.
But the thing that the truth about it now is every young kid has a scooter.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun.
More popular than having a bike.
It's the thing is, it's not about being cool. Like, we didn't really start riding BMX because we wanted to be cool. That's I think that's
it's like
the majority
find something
of people.
that's fun. Get outside.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever
get outside,
it is, just
whatever
do
it is, get outside, have fun, get a good group of friends and enjoy it. What else is out here at X Games? Reed Casey, Pat Casey's son, will be doing Stasic demos. I'm hyped to see him riding.
That's sick. What day's that?
I think today and tomorrow, if I'm not
Where,
mistaken.
on the park course?
No, somewhere over here in the activations.
The activations.
Yeah.
Is
Women's Skateboard
It's
Park
that
is always
way.
fun to watch. This is actually the first X Games where women's BMX will actually be showcasing at. So I'm excited
Nice.
to.
That's right.
That's today, I believe, at right after Dirt Eliminations.
You know
so
what
I'm
else
excited.
has been popular is these little Japanese kids on the vert ramp. I
Dude.
went over there and watched that yesterday.
Yep.
My God.
Skate vert for sure for me is a big
This
popular.
little
I
kid
love
was
that.
in his zone, and if he didn't do 3 back-to-back 9s in a row, he'd get off the ramp and he would be pissed and just storm back to the top.
I should have stayed playing video games.
Japanese, they're killing it in BMX too.
They're coming in hot. Yeah,
They're
I
good.
think it's one of those cultures where the devotion exists, where it's like very, very well present. They find something they love and they like go all in, And so, action sports is growing. The future's looking bright. Yeah, what more can I say? Everything out here is flowing well as long as the fingers crossed the wind doesn't affect us too bad today and the rest of the week, and then everything's gonna be sweet.
One thing they cannot do in the wind is moto high air.
Yeah.
But they can do Moto Best Trick. They'll still huck it. That's what I'm looking forward to the most. I feel like that's probably, I guess the quarter pipe air is gnarly, but I feel like the Moto Best Trick is just, it's just like a next level thing, because it's not like, they're not like us. They can't like crash. Oh, I'll just try again. It's like they crash and they're like, I'll try again in 6 months and my legs are back together.
Yep.
Yeah,
Kind of deal. So
Yeah,
it's
it's definitely
gnarly.
like one of the most gnarliest sports where like as long as they can hold on to the bike, they'll go.
Yeah.
Where like you like Bilko, you'll like watch him walk around. He'll be like, "What's going on?" I'm like,
Bilko's,
it's
he struggles.
He's like put together
it's
like
crazy to watch.
a Lego, or like a.
Yeah, he says his
connector.
ankles, man, it's just got a bag of marbles. That's what he calls
But
it.
if you get him on his bike, I mean, he looks like a superhero flying through the air doing every trick, right?
We all got a little hobble on our feet, and then we ride, and we look.
Yeah, I mean, we all live. We all have a funny walk
Action
after.
sports athletes all walk funky for a
That's facts. You know what was crazy? The craziest crash I've seen was the influencer kid at the Nitro Circus in Anaheim.
Oh, he went off the rolling.
That was it. That guy, Jalil. Shout out to Jalil. He's an artist. He's an artist. Like, he's a full music artist. He's pretty big, and yeah, he's huge.
He's like the stocky
jacked.
dude that like hangs on like the scaffolding and jumps into the
This is
crowd.
so random, but who got the best video of it? I was in a meeting with Jeff Tremaine like Tuesday after. Jeff Tremaine was sitting, and Jeff was filmed that Jeff has like of course.
It's going to be the intro for the next Jackass.
What do you think happened though? Because this guy obviously, do you think he passed
I can tell
out?
you, no. He had size 16 feet. That's what happened. He had size 15, and he's wearing these boots that are like leather boots, and they're so long that even when I sit on a trike, my feet nearly hit the ground, like my back and my heels nearly hit the ground. So my theory is his right heel was on the ground, and he
Pivoted
just dropped
him
in,
over.
and he kind of like he sat in the truck once on the ground, like when he should have been like got comfortable. Anyway, in the show, pushed down. I reckon his right heel was dragging, and even though he tried to steer straight, if your right heel's dragging, it just will slowly drag you sideways, and he just didn't correct it. Like maybe he tried to correct it, but his heel was dragging, and he just turned straight off.
It didn't look like he tried to correct it.
It was the worst. It was the worst. One of the worst crashes I've ever seen at Nitro Circus.
So
Yeah.
he hit the jump and went off to the right?
No. He didn't. He just rode off.
It was the rolling, Danny.
Oh,
Over the
massive
side, and he
rolling.
rode
Off the
straight
rolling.
off it into the.
Like halfway down
so
the
like
rolling, he just came
before
off.
the jump, he just went off.
Yeah,
He
bad.
like dropped in like halfway down the rolling, came off the rolling, straight to flat. Yeah.
The shows are exciting though now.
Yeah, that's gonna sell some tickets. I'll
No,
tell
but
you
I'm just
what.
saying, like the new show. You've been working on a new show that's going to be in Vegas. Has that started yet?
Well, we haven't. We're going back indoors for the Nitro Circus show, so it's just indoors is next level. You can control the lights, you can control what people see, you can light up certain things, you can have the indoor pyro that sounds better, and just we have new contraptions. And Travis Pastrana is back in doing Nitro Circus shows, and it's a new level. Like, because we went to the outdoor shows, I mean, you can fit more people, but it's not the same atmosphere. So that's why I feel like Nitro Circus is back, and I love doing that because it's kind of like a contest. Like, it's kind of like a contest because we're still like having fun competing with each other in the show. But if you land on your head, everyone just cheers, and you go, oh yeah, well, I'll try again in the next show. It's not like you don't lose.
But
no one ever loses.
You said that you're doing it at the UFC headquarters in Las Vegas, correct?
No, that's where the UFC, it's the Nitro Circus office is in the UFC now. So.
And how did that happen? Who initiated that conversation?
Dana bought it.
Dana bought it.
Dana bought they bought Thrill One.
Yeah.
They bought Thrill One, which is Ridiculousness, Nitro Cross, Nitro Circus.
That's why
Dude
Cowboy
Perfect.
does all those races now.
Yeah.
That's all
Okay.
through that.
Because he loves it.
No, but I'm just saying she's close with Cowboy, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, so am I.
Not true.
Not that
So
close.
am I.
No, we're old friends. WEC friends. WEC friends. Oh my God. Well, Dana's son as well. He deals.
Aiden?
Yeah, Aiden deals
Loves
with.
it.
Yeah, he loves
he's
it too.
working. He's working at SLS.
Yeah.
They bought SLS.
Yes,
as well.
that's what I saw.
Oh, so
He was doing SLS.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'll see. We're all merging.
No, but when you've got somebody like that, like in modern day entertainment, Dana is at the forefront.
Yeah.
UFC's the most excited, the most viewed, most ticket sales. Like,
Yeah, he
as
knows
a
how to
business
sell
of
it.
entertainment,
Yeah.
these guys know what they're doing. So having them involved in this and action sports and trying to figure it out, they're going to try and figure it out,
Yeah.
which means they're probably going to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think they know that action sports is the future. Just like
Yeah,
the
it always
Olympics
has
said,
been.
like,
There
yo,
just
let's
hasn't
throw
been
this.
the right levels, and there's no difference than us like trying to figure out this league thing, right?
Yeah.
Like it's new, and we still don't know what the 10 Commandments or the Holy Grail of it is, but we know that we need to figure something out to grow it, and doing this and trying to create this is only going to make it bigger for everyone.
Yeah, it's
and
a progression of the sport.
and the people we want to get involved, you know, we're talking to Jerry Jones, we're talking to Ryan Smith. These guys own the biggest sports organizations in the world. That's only going to help action sports down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Yeah, I feel like if we have more action sports events and there's more limelight, like there's more bright lights on action sports, the bigger, the more opportunities that action sports athletes get. And I feel like if action sports athletes get spotlight, they usually shine really bright. And you see that at the last X Games. You have great events. You have so many people seeing X Games and these crazy like tricks going down, and I feel like like a lots of virality. When you land something new at an X Games, it's like the best time to land something.
Yeah.
And that's when, if you capitalize on the opportunities in front of you, that's when you become a superstar. It's kind of the same as UFC. Like,
Yeah.
if someone wins by a spectacular knockout,
Yeah.
they get an extra few thousand followers, you know, and then
Yeah.
they grow to
Or
something
And
if
else.
hopefully
you
a few
get-
$1,000s.
If you
Yeah.
get
Dana White.
spectacularly knocked out, you can also get some nice internet fame, right? It's like a big slam on X Games is also sometimes
I mean, yeah,
some of the
that's-
fun reels, right?
Content's
I
content.
hate to do this, guys, but we're being yelled at because the show's over. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. Brittany, say sorry, guys, for all your questions. We'll be back tomorrow.
Sorry, yes. I will save these questions.
Save these questions back tomorrow. Guys, this is day one from X Games. Oh, the girls are here.
Bingo's got his fan
The
club.
girls are here. Thank you, Willie. Thank you, Kevin Peraza. We are going to jump down to the rig riot. We got the Monster Girls here. And we
Yes,
are
thank you, guys.
heading down. That is officially a wrap from Twitch. We're coming down rig riot. Willie, are you ready? Let's go. Yeah. Monster Girls, are you ready?